Nicole Hernandez. It on Tuesday, September 2nd, and we are under a weather impact alert for today. Now, we are technically in the middle of meteorological fall now. That happened as of yesterday, but Mother Nature said absolutely not. We are sticking with summer temperatures. We are hot and we are sunny for the next few days. We're also talking about air quality alerts. And then we have increased fire danger as well. That's probably the smallest thing on the list there, that increased fire danger. We're really not seeing anything intense, but we're going to see some breezy conditions start to make their way through the region on top of the heat and dry weather that we're seeing. So that's why we're talking about just an increased net fire danger. The bigger, more important story is going to be the heat. The next few days, we are under heat advisories across the entire region. You can see basically everything but the Cascades is under those heat advisories right now from the National Weather Service. Some spots, places like Omak, near Grand Coulee, Wenatchee, Moses Lake, you're actually under extreme heat warnings here because the heat even more intense than it is in other parts of our region. Now, when I say heat, I mean very hot temperatures. We are having the potential of 100-degree temperatures today and then for the rest of the week as well. So all summer, we've been doing this thing where central Washington has been hotter than eastern Washington and North Idaho. That's a very normal pattern for us to have. We, for weeks, for this whole summer, have basically been saying, well, central Washington might reach 100 degrees, but we won't. This year, or this week, is finally going to be a little bit different. We're finally going to see that 100-degree temperature potential for us here in eastern Washington and North Idaho. The potential for 99 upwards of 100 degrees here in Spokane, 100 to 101 in Coeur d'Alene and St. Mary's and Deer Park. And if you're not hitting 100 degrees, no matter where you are across the board, we're going to be seeing high 90s. So it's going to be extremely hot. The reason this is a big deal now is because we are later into summer and now technically into meteorological fall. So our temperatures are not normally this hot this time of year. Right now, this time of year, our average would be in the high 70s. Being in the high 90s is a 20-degree difference in average, and that's huge. On top of that, we're likely breaking a heat record today. This day specifically, historically, the hottest we've ever been on a September 2nd in years past was in 1988 at 97 degrees. Again, that forecast high today is 99 to 100 degrees, specifically here in Spokane. So we will clear that boundary of that record pretty easily today. We also saw record-breaking temperatures yesterday. Because of that, our overnight temperatures aren't cooling down at all. Like I mentioned, it's about 11:30 now as we're doing this. It's already 84 degrees in Spokane, 87 in Coeur d'Alene, 82 up in Sandpoint even. Some of our spots here never reached below 70 degrees overnight, and so that allowed us, as soon as the sun came up, to really start warming up again, leading into another day of those record-breaking temperatures. So because of all of this, we're under a weather impact alert. It's not just because of our afternoon highs, it's also because of those overnight lows being extremely warm as well. It's harder for us as ourselves to regulate our body temperatures when we're never cooling down overnight. It's harder for us to regulate our home temperatures as well, especially if you don't have air conditioning. That's why we have this weather impact alert, not just today, not just yesterday, but through Thursday as we see this heat continue. We're going to see these record-breaking temperatures, and then we just are asking that you stay hydrated and you stay cool. Do what you can to either find places to cool down if that's not at home for you. Try to cool off your house as much as possible when we do hit those low temperatures, even though they're not all that low. The one other thing that we're seeing a lot of right now is some issue with air quality, specifically in Stevens County. So the last check I checked about 5 minutes ago at the most recent update in Colville specifically was at 153 AQI. That means the air quality in Colville right now is unhealthy, not just for sensitive groups, but for everybody. The air quality index is saying that at this point, if you can avoid outdoor activity in Stevens County, that's going to be the healthiest for you, especially if you start seeing any symptoms, any sort of coughing, sore throat, watery eyes. We have wildfire debris in the air right now in Stevens County, and it's enough to make it unhealthy for pretty much anybody. If you can avoid being outside, do. If you have to go outside, please please seek shelter as soon as you start feeling any of those symptoms that I just mentioned. Again, that's the sore throat, coughing, watery eyes, anything related to breathing as you're breathing in unhealthy air quality. The AQI forecast says right now we're trending about the same. So earlier this morning, we started in the moderate. We quickly jumped into the unhealthy for some. We are now in the fully unhealthy range, and it looks like we might just stay there for at least the next few hours. There's a chance we could drop back down into unhealthy for some, which of course would be great. Any increase in our air quality being better would be great for the whole county. But that is important to note, especially out in Stevens County. Here in Spokane specifically, we're seeing our air quality at moderate. So not great, but also not bad enough to really warn of any changes in activity. Now, we stick with these weather impact alerts for all of these reasons for the next 3 days. We've got Tuesday, we've got Wednesday, we've got Thursday under the weather impact alert. We stick very hot tomorrow. It's not until Thursday that we start to even see a couple of degrees of relief, but it's still over 95 degrees, right? That's still extremely hot, extremely above average for this time of year. Come Friday into Saturday, that's when we start to see the ridge of high pressure that's causing all of this to start breaking down. There's basically a few smaller low pressure systems that are off the coast that are going to start shooting their way into our area and slowly start breaking down the high pressure ridge that's creating this bubble of heat that we're under right now. As soon as that starts happening, we start to see our temperatures decrease. You can see that there. We end up back in the 80s for Saturday and Sunday and into the beginning of your next week. But keeping in mind, the perspective there is our average temperature still in the high 70s. So even that at low 90s, high 80s, mid 80s is still above average. Either way, be careful in the heat for the next few days until we finally get some relief from that by this weekend.